Greetings everyone. Thanks for joining me for yet another one of my reviews, again covering CCTV products. This is going to be a little new for me because this is a product that I haven't reviewed before, nor have I reviewed the manufacturers of this. So I'm interested to see what we come up with on it. And as usual, the first thing I want to point out is that I've been retired 10 years now from the CCTV industry, and prior to that I was in the business for about 20 years. So the reason I mention that is because these are the kind of items that I installed back then, way back then. And to do an outdoor camera, you basically had a box style camera mounted in a metal enclosure to protect it against the weather. If we wanted a light source, we had to add a light source to it. And for recording purposes, we had to use one of these, basically, a DVR. This happens to be a 4-camera DVR, but even the single camera DVRs were pretty costly. Between the DVRs, the camera, and the housings and everything, you're looking at between probably $800 and $1,000 back then. But you know what? For what we paid back then, you could get a bunch of these. These are all self-contained, and there's all kinds of manufacturers out there that make them. So that's why I like doing reviews, to see which ones are the best. So what we're going to do is we're going to be reviewing the Hiseeu solar-powered outdoor camera. And so first things first, let's get into unboxing. All right, let's open this box up and see what we get. And right off the bat, manual of course, and solar panel. There's your solar panel. It comes with its own cable. It looks like a long cable too. Okay, apparently that is the mount for the solar panel, and obviously this must be the mount for the camera then. And here's a USB cable, probably so you can pre-charge the camera before you set it up, and most likely get some data off of it too if need be. Mounting hardware. And of course, the camera. Let's move this out of the way and take a quick peek at this. Right off the bat, I can tell you it's well made. It's got some heft to it, some weight. And it's not metal, but it looks like a high strength ABS type material. And there's absolutely no give in this thing. That's one hardy camera casing. Pull that off of there. And another one here. Okay. There's your camera. And it looks like a little LED indicator over here. Here's your little white light mini spotlight. And your PIR, your passive infrared motion sensor. And right off the bat, that's a plus, because when cameras tend to use digital motion detection, that's when the camera sees pixel movement in the image and it trips the motion sensing and the recording. The bad thing about that is if an IR illuminator is being used, which is the case in most of these cameras at night, that illuminator attracts all kinds of bugs. And the bugs themselves will tend to artificially trip the cameras. So there's pros to digital motion sensing, but there's a lot of pros to the PIR too. I like them because of the you don't get as many false alarms from bugs and things like that. And on the bottom, we see a tripod type of attachment that would go on the mount, like so. And on the back, we have a speaker. This has two-way audio. And also under here, there's a weatherproof seal. Let's see what's under there. Okay, you've got your reset button down there. And you've also got a place to plug in your USB cable. And right here is a slot for your SD card. I believe the maximum size you can use is 128 gig. And we'll probably be using a 32 when we do it. Well, that'll be coming up shortly here. But in any case, like I say, rock solid housing. So if the camera and sensing is half as good as the housing, this is going to be a heck of a camera. And we'll be right back with you and go into some of the setup for the camera. All right, let's go ahead and power the camera up. Right there is your power button. Let's push and hold that until we hear an acknowledgement from the camera, like so. And yeah, there's you barely see it, but there's a little red light flash in there indicating that it's gone into the setup. I'll go into our phones app, and this is the Cloud Edge app. I do have several, but Cloud Edge is one of my favorites. And now, in fact, you can see I've got several cameras on it. Let's go into setup on Cloud Edge. You see that plus right there? You want to push that, and then we're going to select battery camera, which is right
Hold
there.
The device power button.
Now it's going to walk you through setup. So, want you to hold the device power button to start the device, which we've already done, and press the battery camera button, which we've done, and then we're going to hit next.
Please reset the device by
holding there's a
the
reset
button for 5 seconds.
In here.
Wait for the indicator light to flash red.
And in the package that came with camera, there's this little pin, and that is for going into reset. Push and hold that. There. Now the camera is ready to talk to the phone. But before we do that, it's going to want to do the router setup. And for that reason, I'm going to pull the phone out of the picture here so you cannot see my passwords.
Select the Wi-Fi network you want to sync with. Please choose a 2.4G network. Then please remove the protective film from your camera lens.
It tells you it's going to bring up a barcode.
Then hold the code in front of the camera lens at a distance of 5 to 8 inches.
And it tells you how to place it in front of the camera so the camera can see it. So let's hit next. And there's your QR code. Let's do this. Oh, did you hear that? The camera saw the QR code and knows what it needs to do next. Speaking of next, let's hit that button.
Please wait a moment.
And there it is. It found it pretty quickly. Click on that and view.
Put camera and phone at the place of camera installation. Press next to enter network diagnostic.
We got a normal Wi-Fi signal, which is pretty good. Considering that I'm quite a ways from the router right now. Normally they'd like you to be setting this up right next to your router. And here's the image from the camera. And there I am. How you doing, folks? Okay. Let us hit next on this. Ignore all those beeping I'm getting is telling me that the camera is seeing activity, and obviously we know that because we're making the activity. Okay, skip. Now we want to select a home for that. I'm going to turn this upside down so it stops sending me those alerts. And we're going to select Ken's home, hit done. And right off the bat, now the camera is part of my list of cameras here. And just to confirm that, let's push that. And go like that. Oh, the light just came on. Actually, that's a bright light too. But again, since I don't want to keep getting annoyed by those beeps, I'm going to put that face down and back out of this. And the next step is to go set it up outside. So that's what we will do. We'll see you in a minute outside. All right, as you can see, I've already got the solar panel up. And obviously, whenever you're under an eave like that, you want to make sure that you're kind of pointing to the south as much as possible, so you get as much sun year-round. If we were on the north side, this would not be acceptable, but fortunately, this is going to be able to see most of the sun. And I've got a little test stand here that I'd like to use before I actually permanently mount my cameras. This way, I get to test them before I go drilling holes in a nice stucco. So what you want to do here is, you see this, you want to pull this open. There's a little hole in this weather guard here that'll let you plug in with your solar panel. That way your SD card and your power button, everything is protected by the weather, but that plug can still get in there. So let's put this in here. And this is a heavy-duty camera, I'll tell you. There's no give to this camera, and it's got some heft to it. So let's point it this way to start out with and tighten that. Now I've got to get up there so I can see the plug. There we go. Now, what do you say we go in and see what kind of video we're getting off of this? All right, we're into the next day here now. Late yesterday and last night, I did some. I did get some alerts from some testing I was doing, but before we do that, let's take a look at what the image looks like right now. This is a live image. And as you can tell, that's a very good image. That's a high definition image. And, you know, I can zoom in here and get some good shots. This camera, it's a Hiseeu C10 solar powered camera. It's a 3 megapixel and it's got full color night vision. It uses a 5200 milliamp hour rechargeable battery, and when your solar panel is connected to that, it's pretty indefinite. I mean, you can run all year round on that as long as you have enough sun to keep that battery charged via the solar panel. It's IP65 waterproof. It'll hold up to 128 gig micro SD card. I've only got a 32 gig in it right now. It works off of a 2.4 gig Wi-Fi. It will not work on a 5, so make sure you got 2.4. It has two-way audio. You can hold a conversation with somebody out there. And let's take a look at some of the images that I got last night from this. And look in the messages here. Now this is when it was dark and the little mini spotlight came on. there I am walking up there. And that little mini spotlight, that is pretty darn bright, I'll tell you. I was really surprised what 2 little LEDs could do. That has some garage light helping it there, but I'll show you some that are just lit by the mini spotlight in a second here. Okay. Come on, I'm in there. I'll come out. Come on out. There I go. Performing one of my husbandly duties there. And what else can we show you? There I am again. Now, here's one with just the little mini spotlight on. There I am right there. I think I'm going to open the garage door. And what do we have here? There I go. Tell you that those 2 little mini LED lights can do wonders, because that's dark out. Here we got a couple daytime shots. Whoop, there I went. Going out to the car. Now, during the daytime, obviously there's no little light helping out. But at nighttime, when it sees motion detection, it'll turn those little LED white lights on and light up the area. And let's see, we want to go into this. Oh, go there. We're going to go there again. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into some settings here real quick by clicking on that. And the first thing I'm going to do is change the device name. I'm sick of seeing those numbers there. So we'll do driveway, driveway, and hit save. And right off the bat, the new name for this camera is driveway. Tells you the network we're on, the signal strength, which is 65. That's not bad. And we are receiving alert notifications. If you don't want to hear that beeping when it picks up notification, just turn that off. And time setting, we're into 12-hour clock right now. You can do a 24-hour clock as well. Sound setting, the microphone out there is on. It'll record voice. The speaker's on. Here's the speaker volume out there. You can turn that up if you want. Come on. Alarm management. Right now I have detection sensitivity at high and motion sensors on. Working mode, I've got it on custom. That means you can adjust several variables here. You can set the daytime or nighttime humanoid detection. That's when the artificial intelligence is looking for an actual human before it triggers the alerts. You can set the recording time, 10 seconds, 20, 30. Just remember that the more it records, the faster your battery is going to go down. Interval time, that's the amount of time between alerts. Right now I have it off, so if that camera keeps seeing me moving around, it's going to keep sending alerts. Or you can go 2 minutes, which means that once it stops recording one alert, it's going to wait 2 minutes before it'll send out another one. And you can do 5 minutes or 10 minutes as well. And we can go into the alarm area. And this is one of my favorite things to do, because it's going to let you set up an area that you want to look for motion. And since I don't really want to see motion out on the street, I will avoid doing the street there. And I don't really care what's happening with the grass right now. So whenever somebody walks into the path of this orange area, the IA, Artificial Intelligence, will take a look at it. And if you have it set to do so, it will send you an alert indicating human activity. I'm going to hit save on that. Back out of there. And here you can tell it whether or not you want an audio warning and a strobe light out there if it sees anything. I usually don't do that because I don't want to bother my neighbors or anything like that, especially for somebody innocently walking around out there. And that's about it. I think this is one heck of a camera, especially considering the price. Let's go back out here again. And as I said, you can pinch out and zoom in here and get some close-up shots. It's a nice high-definition picture. I highly recommend the camera. It's doing a great job for me. And that's about it. If you decide you would like more information on this, or if you want to purchase it, I have a link in the description of this video that will take you to a selling site. And if you buy through that link, I will get a small commission. Nobody says you have to purchase through it, though. You can go elsewhere. But if you do purchase it through that link, I thank you. In any case, I want to thank you for taking a look at another one of my review videos, and I'll be back in the near future with another one. So thank you, folks, and you all have a nice day now.